All right, good afternoon. Welcome back to our Finance, Audit, and Budget Committee, chaired by myself, Commissioner Ted Terry, joined by committee members Commissioner Michelle Long-Spears and Commissioner Shakira Johnson, as well as Commissioner Dr. Ladina Bolton. Thank you all for joining us. So we have several items to work through today. I'm going to hope we can get out of here in just enough time before 5 o'clock, but we'll see where we're at. Committee members, let's first do our meeting minutes from July 8th and the special call on July 17th. So if there's no edits or changes, I'll take a motion for both those items.
Yes, sir. I move to approve item 2025-1051 and 2025-1081.
Second.
All right, motion is second. Seeing no discussion, all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. All right, we're very honored to have our sheriff here with us. She brought the whole team. I'm sure someone's watching the inmates. Just kidding, I know y'all are. But just out of respect of your time, because I know y'all are very busy, we want to have y'all come forward with your FY25 CIP request priority list.
Yes.
Just go through that and about 10 minutes or so, hopefully that works. We'll
Thank you. I'm sure they're going to be, yes, sir, but I think they're going to probably be questions on this, but I do still like to run through this. Again, thank you, the chair and all the commissioners and all who serve on this committee for the opportunity to be able to speak, and I want to come before you once again for an act of needs that are needed for me to continue my responsibility as a constitutional officer, as the sheriff of the county, according to 151610. And those things are capital improvements that are needed for an aging facility that's 30 plus years old. From the top to the bottom, work needs to be done. And we continue to repair, and we're looking to replace things. Right now, it's not about the brick and mortar. It's about humanity, making sure that people have somewhere to lay their head properly, but not only that, to make sure that the employees that work in this building is actually working in a safe environment. So with that being said, do we have, oh my gosh, these are small. They're still small. Oh my goodness.
And I see you have a presentation.
Yes.
Do you want to put that up?
No, I have my list here, but it's basically going to be the same things that we've been asking for, which is to replace the roof that is 30 years old. It continues to leak, and as it continues to leak and not be replaced, again, not patched, it causes more problems, which causes more issues, which causes to come and ask for more money. Replacing the caulking and the seals of the exterior walls, which comes from the leaking of the building. Also, to replace the porcelain toilets and sinks, stainless to stainless steel, that are in the rooms. And this is being done for the safety and security of all. And it's also an ACA, American Correctional Association compliance, that we want to make sure that we continue to do. The light fixtures in the housing, the windows, I'm going to go into all of that, the windows, and as you can see there, replace the locking system that we have been working on for years to make sure that we can continue to move forward with those things. We have the elevators that have already been a problem, and we've had attorneys. It caused issues when it comes to medical, to have people transport or to arrive in an expeditious manner because the elevators are not working, as well as the purchasing of a new dishwasher and the showers in our workout rooms for the employees as well. They're very small, but it's in your report. You can see there as to what we're asking for, which amounts to $16.3 million, which will get us through to continue to replace, upgrade, and bring this aging facility to compliance. I don't know if you all know that we are Triple Crown accredited. We are one of 100 out of 3,058 sheriffs that hold that title, and we want to continue to hold that title. What that means is that there are individuals that come out and actually do an inspection on our building and to make sure that we are in compliance with certain things that meet their expectations in order for us to keep this accreditation. So, which meaning we have NCCHC, National Commission on Correctional Healthcare, ACA, as well as CALEA, which is our law enforcement certification as well. And these are things that I need. Again, they're not acts, they're not wants and desires. These are needed, and we must get this in order to fulfill my obligation as the sheriff at this point. I have our chief here, as well as our Chief of Administration here. We have our fiscal manager that can speak and answer any questions. They have the more experience and knowledge in those particular areas should you have questions. We also have here, making sure that we have Miss Sergeant, we have our medical director here, medical director Martin here, that's answered because this is causing a problem in our medical area, and it's just a lot that we have going on. Sergeant Joseph is here, as well as Ramel Doucet, yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, Sheriff, for
Yes.
going through that. And yes, we do have the presentation with lots
Yes.
of photos of the very concerning conditions that you pointed out. And so I'll open up the floor for any questions or comments from committee members. Mr. Longspear?
Just a brief question, and welcome, Sheriff and team. Thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedules to be with us today.
Thank you.
So just confirming on this document, the one that you have on the screen,
Yes.
the top 4 that are highlighted in yellow, are those your priority requests?
Those are highlighted because they must be done simultaneously, meaning that if
Simultaneously,
we
okay.
fix the roof, we have to fix the leaks because that's what has happened.
Okay. That's my only question for now, but I might have another one, Mr. Chair. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yield back.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Okay, same question. All right, Commissioner Bolton, go ahead.
Thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
On the second page of the stapled document that you shared with us, I just want to clarify that what you're showing is progressively, if we meet these budget requests by fiscal year 28, you anticipate that you won't need any, is this additional funding on top of the budget you currently receive?
Let me have my fiscal manager come up and answer that question for you because I think there are some other things that we tried to stretch this out so it wouldn't create a strain on everybody. But let me just come up. Ms. Campbell, you want to answer her question?
Hi. It's not saying that we won't need anything in the future. It's just that we tried to come up with a 5-year CIP plan because that's what was asked for by OMB. And we're saying for right now, this is what we need. 2 or 3 years from now, we may need some other things, but we will update our CIP plan at that time. But for right now, this is what we need. Can you go to the next? Can you go to the next slide? Oh, is it up here? I'm sorry. I didn't realize. Green. Okay, so this is the 5-year CIP plan is what you're looking at. And basically we're saying that we need 3.6 million. And then we want to split it amongst the years. So we wanted to allocate 16.3 million for 2025 so we can get most of the items completed because as we wait, the repairs get worse, the costs go up, so we're trying to get as much as we can get done in 2025. And then we wanted to spread some of it out to 2026 at 10.3 million. And then we wanted the balance of the 4.9 for 2027. But since then, I'm gonna go to the next slide. I didn't give you guys this in your packet, or some of you may have it. We were at 31 million over the 5-year period. Now we're at 36 million. Actually, the cause of the increase is a $5 million increase. It's primarily attributed to the roof. Although we put $2 million here, at the time, our construction project manager, she was just trying to address what we could in the immediate. But when we received the quote, we actually need 4.9 million to do the entire roof. So what I did was I went back and updated the 5-year CIP. I kept everything at the 2 million that we asked for 2025. And then for 2026, I put the 2.9 million there. I do have the quote. I'll give it to the COO and OMB so that you can look through it. The way the quote is structured, you can do the work in sections, and it's like 31 sections, so we can decide what we want to do. We did do a section, I can't remember if it's section 15, but it was only like 43,000 out of that 4.9. So I'll have that for you. And also the stainless.
I'm sorry, was that the 31 sections that's specifically for the roof, or are you talking about 31 different?
For the roof.
Okay.
Just, let me just, you can't see it from here, but I'm just going to, like, this is kind of like the schematics of it, and this is how they have the roof. You can't really see it from here, and then they put all the different sections around the roof. And then they associated costs to each section, and they section it off so that we can determine what's the priority and what we can fund, and then fund that.
Is there, and this should have a copy of this?
They will, I can get them
Okay,
that.
we can make sure that you
Yeah.
do get a copy.
But I have this for that.
Okay, great. Commissioner Longstreet?
So, back to the
Go ahead.
back to the 5-year CIP. So the next increase is coming from the toilets and sinks. We need another $2.5 million for that. At the time we started the project, we were trying to work with like a manufacturer, but we just couldn't get the materials in time. So then we went to a retailer, and the retailer just cost a little bit more. And so when you look at what is still remaining to be done, because we did utilize some of our operating budget to start the project, and so we still have, the project remains. And so we need another, altogether for the project, we had it at, I think, 3.6 million, but really we need 6.1. And so what I did was I kept 2025 the same, because we're still just going to address the 16.3. 2026 is the same, 2027 is the same. The only difference is I took that additional $2 million and I divided it out over the last 2 years for $1.2 million for 2028, $1.2 million for 2029, and that will give us the full $6.1 million that we need to complete the toilet and sinks project. And that's also an ACA accreditation standard, and we did get deemed for that, but that's why we went ahead and moved forward with the project, because we had a deficiency when they came and did the audit, and they wanted to see and for us to show that we were rectifying the deficiency.
And for the 5-year plan, the overall budget accounts for the maintenance of all of the items completed early on during that time period, so that we don't have to continually do upgrades. Is that correct?
Yeah, we want to actually, instead of right now, we're repairing and we want to replace, and we want to get new. Like we're patching the roof, but we want to just get a new roof. Like we're doing repairs to our plumbing, but we want to get all new plumbing, so yes.
So So to answer your question, I'm sorry, yes, we are replacing. We don't want to repair. That's what we're doing. We keep patching it up. And as we patch, then that Band-Aid comes off and we're doing it again, and we have to keep coming back and asking for more money. This 31 would give us to where we can replace those things that need to be replaced and not just repair.
And this includes maintenance, for example, whatever is needed in fiscal year 25, as we're working on the other items as time passes, we will be able to maintain the quality of the work and the items purchased over that time period, so that in fiscal year 30, we're not going back and having to replace anything from 25. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mr. Doucet, who's our facility management manager, that's what his company does, and they're contracted in our regular budget. So they're on board to make sure we can do that.
Okay. Thank you. I yield back.
Okay, great. Thanks, Commissioner. Commissioner Long-Spears?
Thank you so much. I just want to make sure I am following along with you, because I don't think we have the numbers that you're repeating. So the total that you need for the next 5-year CIP plan is not the $31,679 million, it's $36 million. And that most of that, if I understood you, is related to the roof repairs of the images that you provided to us.
Yes.
And I'll come back to that. The new plumbing, so you had a total of $2.5 million, and so you're saying that you need to increase that by another 2.5 to equal $5 million. Is that right?
No, I was saying for the, I'm sorry. I was saying for the toilets and sinks. We need another 2.5 million
Oh,
for
here
the
we go.
toilets and
Okay,
sinks.
I was on the wrong line item. Okay, so for the stainless steel toilets and sink replacement, it's now at almost $7 million, and you said you needed additional 2.5. Is that right?
Yes, from what we originally had presented.
Okay.
Back during the budget cycle, during the budget process.
And then you've suggested that you'll put a 1.25 to equal the 2.5, 1.25 in 28 and 1.25 in FY29.
Correct. I just took the
Which is not
variance and
reflected on what we
split it.
have. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I'm following along here. And then the roof, so the roof right now is at $2 million that you have on here, and that was what you projected on October 18th of last year. And now you need an additional 4.9, so it'd be 6.9 million, just spread it over the 5 years. Is that correct?
No, we just
Okay.
need a total.
This is why we have committee.
Right. No, initially we asked for 2 million, but we really should have asked for 4.9 million.
Okay, so you needed the difference. So that's 2
Correct.
to 4.9, not 6.9. Okay, thank you. I was just really looking for clarification. I appreciate that.
Okay, great, thanks. Yes, anything else you want to say?
I just want to clear up, I don't think that you understand the capacity of that building. That's a 900,000 square foot facility. It's 8 floors, 12.2 acres of land, and this building has never had any upgrades. And I hate to throw the past sheriffs under the bus on this, but there has never been any maintenance done, preventive maintenance on that building until I came in as the sheriff and started at least putting something in place for some painting, some repairs, some upgrades to do something. And we've been doing more with less. And I think we've done a great job, and I have to give kudos to the sheriff office and the team here that has done a great job in keeping us out of the media with the things that could be presented based on what we have here. And we just want to make sure that we continue to do the great job that we're doing, and that's why we're asking for the needs and not even the wants that we would really, we do have wants, but these are the needs that we're asking for right now.
Yes, certainly understand, and thank you for sharing some of the photos of sort of the reality of having the porcelain or the breakable glass, because those can be turned into weapons, which would cause other problems, and then you got to fix those, pay for those, heal the people. And obviously, I think we want to make sure that the facilities are safe and that people aren't going to be harmed. So this one on the screen, this is the most up-to-date for the new roof, the 4.9.
Correct. I
Okay.
just didn't want to confuse the matter. I just was making you aware so that when we go through the next budget cycle, then you'll see this updated list in the next budget cycle. We were just trying to stick to 2025 and our ask of the $16.3 million. And everything else is deferred out, and then we'll update the 5-year CIP plan for the next budget cycle.
Okay, gotcha. Let me ask Mr. Williams to come up real quick. And so just so you know, Sheriff, what we've been doing at the FAB committee right in the last meeting and the next couple of meetings is to, go through all of these budget amendments. We've asked the administration to help sort of plan out the funding sources, and then I think the CIP, obviously, that's a bigger conversation countywide. So, Mr. Williams, do y'all have the most up-to-date July 22nd request that's on the screen here?
Well, I'm looking at the sheriff's notes right here, so, I mean, we have it.
Okay, so you can receive it, so y'all can factor this into. So I think what we want to do is just accept this request as what's on the table for consideration. So I think, let's add that to you and TJ's list to start working on. Zach, when it comes to this sort of repair versus, or replace versus repair, and I guess Sheriff, feel free to answer as well, do we envision some operational savings if we don't have to fund repairs every year?
Sure.
So just kind of trying to see like how this investment might kind of save a little bit of money. So just want to make sure how this big $36 million proposed over 5 years, how that might offset some other of those repair costs that I think y'all have been paying in your operational budget. So I think that would be good just to kind of articulate if that's possible.
Right, and we will definitely work with the sheriff to, one, get, quotes to, on these numbers, but immediately when I see the light fixtures, I would imagine that replacing, upgrading lighting, there's certain cost savings associated with that. The roof, I know that was talked about. We've had that conversation before. What that will do as we address issues with the roof, especially if it was a complete replacement, then that is going to curtail a certain amount of leaks that happen in the building. Leaks contribute to unlivable conditions. Years ago, we had issues with mold in a kitchen area and such. So, yeah, a lot of these things build on themselves. And, we'd be happy to sit with the sheriff and see what we can fund and over what period of time can we address the vast majority of these issues. Because the reality, as the sheriff indicated, it's a very large facility. It's a 24/7 facility, and people, they're responsible for the lives of the inmates who are there. So we're happy to sit with the sheriff and go through each of these, validate through quotes, and ultimately work with the sheriff and her team to do the assessment that is funded and contemplated in SPLOST. There's $1 million for a facility assessment that will not only evaluate the current condition of the jail, and I know that there have been assessments done in the past, but we can update that, as well as look at future, what happens over the next 10, 20 years.
Okay, and then just to that point, Sheriff, so we have in SPLOST to the $1 million for the, the master planning process. If that was something that we could move forward this year, would that be helpful in just helping map out the big picture, the long term for everything that really needs to be looked at?
That will be helpful, but in the meantime, what's not going to help is us making sure that we upgrade those things and repair during that time. Again, it's about humanity at this point, and that's why I'm just pleading for something that we start working on this. Also, we're up for, we have an audit in March of next year, and we want to make sure that when they come in that they don't see these things still lagging, that we haven't done anything for the employees as well as for the inmates that are incarcerated there.
Understood. Okay. And then so for the time-sensitive repairs, do you believe that if you had the funding in place, just in the next month, we'll say you would be able to work on those ASAP?
We already have contractors in place but the thing is, they want to make sure that we have the money, and we don't want to move. We don't have the money. So we have people in place that can go ahead and start moving on these things. I have our chief here who's also been working with those contractors to make sure that once we get the funding, that we can start expeditiously moving on this. And again, so then when we get our audit, that we're still on top. But again, it's about life.
Okay, understood. All right, so let's do this. Make sure CO Williams has the most up-to-date 5-year CIP plan.
Yes.
And then to your point about sort of the very sensitive public, health and safety issues, just make sure that we've, because I think I see the highlighted area here for the leaks, but just give us sort of the top priorities that really need to get done. Certainly want to make sure you keep your Triple Crown accreditation. So just please factor those issues into the priority requests. And then we'll be looking for Zach and Tisha to come back with sort of the big picture for the committee to consider.
Okay, thank you. I want to make sure anything else, it's okay. I have to make sure my team is good back here as well. Anything else? Everybody, we good? Your sheriff did well? Thank you. We're good.
Yeah, thank you so much for, yes, Commissioner
down.
Shakira Johnson, go ahead.
Yes.
Thank you for the information. And as we're moving forward in your 5-year plan and we're looking at the feasibility assessment of the building, to Commissioner Bolton's point, I think we need to be building in the maintenance. So even if we're replacing the roof now, by the time we get to the end of that 5-year plan, it's going to need maintenance, and we need to be thinking about that and building that into the cost as well. So just something to think about. And even all these new items, if we replace them all today, in a couple of years, they're going to need maintenance. So we need to be thinking about that too.
Right, and I totally agree, Commissioner, but once we replace it, it'll be years and years down the line. A new roof lasts for years. You got to think about it. This roof has been there for the past 30-plus years and has never been replaced. It's been patched, but not replaced.
And even if some hailstorm or something, you still might have some damage to just consider at the end. We're talking FY29. We wouldn't need that next year, but as we're doing the more long-range planning, if we consider that.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Understand. Thank you.
Great. Yes, Commissioner Long-Spears.
Thank you. Super duper fast follow-up. As I was going through all of my scratch here on your budget, I didn't realize that you actually had the most recent budget request on the screen. Could you email that to us?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Whatever is needed, we'll make sure that you all get it ASAP.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Great.
I think
And
y'all
I
have
will say-
demonstrated need, that's for sure.
Yes, and I will say that, I want to say it was the end of early last year that myself, you were there, and then Viola Davis, you gave us a tour of the jail.
Yes.
Year before that.
That was before.
That's right, yep. So certainly I would, if you don't mind, email the commissioners and say if they want to go for a tour, because you got to see it to believe it. The pictures are good, but I think that tour was just a really good for me just to kind of see exactly what y'all are dealing with. So certainly would encourage you to reach out to the commissioners so they can get that opportunity to see as well.
We will send that email again, but we have always opened the door
Yes,
for
of
the
course.
commissioners to come and actually tour the jail so that they can understand. You can't, I'm a big believer that you can't make an assessment on something that you haven't seen.
Yes, absolutely.
So I agree. Thank you.
Suggestion, Commissioner Terry, I liked doing the tour after our CAL meeting last week. I thought that was a great use of time, and it was CO Williams' idea, so perhaps this is a tour that we can do next month or at whatever point it makes sense after our CAL meeting. So it would be on a Tuesday around lunchtime.
We'll be at your convenience. Whatever you
Awesome.
would like, we would adhere to.
Okay,
Excellent.
thank you.
Yeah, I like that idea. All right, thank you, Sheriff.
Thank
Thanks,
you
team.
so much.
Appreciate y'all.
Thank you all.
All right, commissioners, let's before we get to more of the discussions on budget, let's go to item 0814. We did discuss this at the special call meeting. So this is a resolution requesting the implementation of a means-tested water bill amnesty program for income-qualified customers and requesting a targeted review of uncollectible debt in blighted condominium communities. The Law Department has the redlined substitute for our review. Hopefully we've captured. Thank you. Yep, go on. Too quick for you, Jessica. So hopefully, if we could just, committee members, look through this to make sure we've captured all of the things that we discussed at the special call meeting. Attorney Welch, actually, why don't you just go ahead and run us through those changes? And
Absolutely, Commissioner. We worked from the red line that you provided in committee last week where the names of the particular condominium complexes that were originally included were removed. You'll still see them in red line here because we worked with that starting document. The most important thing we did, just as we discussed on another item this morning, was include some duties related to the new water and sewer customer advocate, where this document originally asked that the finance department take certain steps. We have added the new water and sewer customer advocate to that, where they will work in conjunction with finance and the administration on these items. That's the biggest change on page 1 in section 1. You'll also see that we made a specific reference to the amnesty program being created during phase 1 or phase 2 of the urban league contract that was discussed this morning. I believe that was a specific request out of committee. In the next section, the program shall include. I did a little bit of wordsmithing, but there's no significant changes there. The more significant changes are the next 3, where I say in developing the amnesty program parameters, following shall also be considered. So we give 3 things that we want included, and then we give 3 things we want them to look at that came out of the committee discussion. Those 3 things are how to best address delinquencies tied to multifamily properties, such as apartment and aging condos, where there are multiple owners and varying ownership structures. I know that is the current kind of thrust of this resolution, but then we've also added number 2, how to best address delinquencies in accounts tied to single-family residences and whether and how to include those residences held by corporate or other entities in the program. I believe that was a direct request from Commissioner Messiah at the last committee. And then number 3, an appropriate time frame or potential sunset for the program. We like the advice of the people building the program on how long the program may need to exist. Beyond that, the changes are really just to dates, because we have said we want something implemented as soon as September 2nd. Back in section 1, you will see in section 2 that the date for presentation to you all, we have put August 26th, as that is your last scheduled board meeting before September 2nd. So it made sense to at least request an update on that date. So I believe that is the totality of the changes that you should see in front of you.
okay, great. Committee members, any questions, comments?
No questions. I do believe this captures everything that we discussed in the special call FAB last week.
Okay, great.
I am good, thank you. He actually responded to my one question on section 2. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Commissioner Bolton? Okay, and I'm the author of this, so I'm good with the changes as well. So seeing no further discussion, I'll open the floor for a motion.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All right, we'll take the substitute.
The substitute.
Second.
All right, motion second. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. All right, great,
All right,
thank you.
I'll distribute that to the rest of your fellow commissioners so that it will be right at the next meeting, Commissioner.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, let's go to item 1060, which right now we just had a placeholder to approve the 2025 BOC mid-year budget amendment request. The committee has distributed a spreadsheet that has taken in commissioner requests. We've gotten a couple updates since I think the last meeting that Jessica has added into the spreadsheets. I don't know if did we pass that out already? Okay, go ahead and pass that out, Jessica, if you don't mind. And since Mr. Williams and TJ have really just begun working on kind of responding to the requests and the funding sources, I don't think we're looking for action today. So really just using this time to make sure we have the most up-to-date request list. So I know we've gotten District 2, District 4, District 7, but also obviously if you have any other priorities, please let us know. Because I think, and just kind of big picture, commissioners, I think, we understand that we can't get everything we want, but certainly the priorities that were put in the spreadsheets really do represent, the pulse of our districts. We hear a lot from our constituents about lots of things, and so it's up to us as the commissioners, the appropriators, to identify those priorities and to ensure that we are, reflecting those constituent desires in how we spend our taxpayer money. The budget is not just a budget, it's a moral document. So to the extent that we are trying to address housing, sustainability, homelessness, infrastructure, our parks facilities, our sheriff, our jail, these are all important discussions to have. And the final thing I'll say on this is the CIP request. So we did ask commissioners to kind of also give kind of a preview of where their CIP requests are, understanding that the administration, Madam CEO, is working on a larger CIP kind of package that would be obviously for over several years. So Zach, I think this is just, our kind of putting our priorities from each commissioner district to ensure that y'all have where we're at. Certainly, obviously, the departments, the administration, will hopefully take that into account. And I guess, do y'all anticipate having, in terms of the larger CIP plan, is that something we're looking at later this year, or would it be early 2026?
Right, so we would anticipate that being submitted simultaneously with the 2026 budget.
Okay. Okay,
So
great.
by that December 15th is the.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Okay. Any other questions, comments on this agenda item? Any other questions, comments?
Just a quick
Go ahead.
comment, and I was just speaking with Jessica. So I did have a few minor updates to my budget amendment list, but you have not had a chance to incorporate it into the spreadsheet yet. So are we going to we're not discussing it now, right?
No, we're
We're going to hold it to the next meeting?
Yeah, so let's
Or a
make sure
special call?
all
Okay.
commissioners update spreadsheet with that.
Perfect.
Jessica will
Okay.
send it to TJ and Zach so
Thank you.
they have the most up-to-date list.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Okay, great. All right, so we'll just, again, I think we'll just motion to hold in committee for now, if I can get a
So
motion.
Motion to hold, second?
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. All right, Zach, I think we have the walk-on from this morning, the water and sewer rate increase. I think that's in our packet. Actually, you know what? I don't see it in the packet. And I think I might have recycled from this morning. Zach, you got an extra copy, or? I think we know what it is. We just want to codify.
Yeah, the long and short, yeah. I'll just kind of touch on what we're looking to do. We're going to be looking to use your term, codify the actions that we have essentially began taking when on July 1st, we determined that in the interest of public information, quite frankly, and the rollout of our customer assistance programs, we wanted to delay the implementation of the rate increase because our commitment to the board, when the board approved the rate increase, was to concurrently roll out the customer assistance program with the rate increase. So we simply want to codify that action. Our intent is beginning either August 1st or the 15th to start the rate increase. And so what we want to do is come back to the board and memorialize the change that we've made.
Okay, great, thank you. Question, yes, Commissioner Long-Spears.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. I'm wondering, Mr. Williams, if it just makes more sense for a friendly amendment to make it August 15th, because by the time we come back, we'll already be in August and past August 1st. Are you open to that?
I'm open to that.
Okay. Mr. Chair, the friendly amendment to August 15th instead of the 1st, as it's listed on here, on the agenda item?
Yes, and that's because the next meeting would be the 12th, and so just want to have it approved.
Well, the 5th.
Oh, I'm sorry, okay, the 5th.
We want to have it approved.
Special call
at
meeting.
the special
Okay,
call on the
okay.
5th, because we have a bond issuance immediately following. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I'm good with that. Commissioner Shakira Johnson?
Yes, I'm good with that as well.
Okay. Any other questions, comments on this agenda item?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any?
Oh.
No concern.
Good,
Motion
okay.
to approve with the friendly amendment of changing it from August 1st to August 15th.
Second.
All right, motion and a second. Seeing no further discussion, all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. All right, thank you, commissioners. All right, Finance, item 0912, issuance of the water and sewerage revenue bonds. Second resolution, Series 2025A, the Series 2025A bonds in the aggregate principal amount not in excess of $450 million. Who would like to speak on, would that be Director McNabb or Zach?
Actually, Director McNabb is coming up, but this, as we know, is the the first bond issuance as a result of the 10% rate increase. This will allow us to begin, work in earnest. So this is really making the rate increase come to fruition. We will be issuing $450 million debt issuances, I think, every other year or something like that. Diane can go into the specifics, but this is going to get us started with a lot of those major priority items that we've been talking about. But Ms. McNabb?
Okay, great, thank you, welcome.
What this particular resolution does is it names who adopts who the best bid was, and for you to adopt that they will be the awarded purchaser, and it will provide the final interest rates because we'll be receiving bids on that day. So we will get the bids in and finalize the interest rates and who that best bid is. And so what this resolution does, and you'll see there, it has blanks for the purchaser's name and the interest rate. All of those blanks will be filled in by the 5th when it's brought back to you. We will be taking bids that morning, running all the numbers to determine who the best bid is. Then once we've got the best bid, we will run all the final numbers for the entire bond issue, and those numbers will be put in. So we won't be doing that first thing on Tuesday. It'll be a little bit later toward lunchtime, I would imagine.
Okay.
Oh, excuse me, it's the 12th, not the 5th. I apologize, because we had moved the date.
August
So
12th.
It'll be August 12th. I apologize.
Okay, no
Thanks,
worries.
Bob.
Okay, yeah, good catch. Commissioners, any questions, comments? Okay, yep, and I'll just acknowledge, I think, we've done this a few times before, so certainly support this because we do need the money to do the work. So we'll, basically, we're recommending approval just so it's on our agenda, but then the final actual document will be determined based on the morning bids.
Right, we'll provide a substitute
Okay.
that has all the blanks filled in and ask you to adopt it that day.
Okay.
Because that's the way the bond market works.
Yes,
When
absolutely.
we take bids, they expect us to award the bonds the same day.
Okay, I hope it's a good day. You never know with these markets.
I hope it's a good day, too.
Hopefully it's a taco day or something, I don't know. Okay, seeing no further questions, I'll open the floor for motion.
I move to approve item 2025-0912.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. All right. Sorry, I just lost my agenda item. Okay. Okay, we have one more item for the Superior Court. This is FY 2026 Georgia Department of Behavioral Health and Developmental Disabilities grant by way of the Criminal Justice Coordinating Council to the DeKalb County Felony Drug Court, $197,500.
Yes. Lenora Hawkins, Court Administrator for Superior Court. This is the last of our grants from the state. This is for contracted servicers for our participants. There is no match required, and we do not foresee any issues with us receiving the grant throughout the rest of the state's fiscal year. So they have guaranteed that this money will be there.
Okay, great, thank you. Any questions, comments?
Motion to approve 1014.
Second.
Okay, all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye, motion carries. All right, thank you, Nora. Commissioners, I feel like we probably don't have enough time to do the audit work plan. Sorry, Director Campbell, you're so generous with your time, but we will have you come back at the top of the next agenda. Okay, and we'll make sure that we get to you first. Okay, that's a promise. So I think, Jessica, when is the next meeting scheduled for? August 12th? Okay, and we might want to do a special call meeting the week before, so we'll just be in communication, commissioners, about that. Might be audit, might be budget, or a combo. So, okay, I don't see any other items, so if we're good, I'll take a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.